of the National Football League.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Tonight, we kick off Week 6 with a great Thursday night matchup, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New York Giants. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. Now, they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. We might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Here's 2nd and 10. Straight ahead, here's Tracy. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. To throw is Wilson. They lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down.
A 6-yard loss. It's 4th down.
On to punt, Jamie Gillen.
For the Giants.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The 2nd-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
And he's playing at a very high level here in this early part of the season. In fact, he leads the NFL in passing yards. Now, that's not always an indicator of success, but in his case, it is.
A look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
Here's Hurts to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Got a man, it's Brown. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
10 yards. That's good for an Eagles 1st down. 1st and 10.
The Eagles in a perfect 5-0 here to begin the campaign. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
But give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. He was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice game.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. All able to avoid him. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Hurts sets up to throw it. That is caught at the 7-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be second down.
At the 7-yard line.
It's Barkley on the counter. And he gets it a little bit closer. Takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
On third down, Barkley. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense forces the punt, and then the offense takes it down the field and punches it in on the short touchdown run.
And, Brandon, that's good complementary football, and that's what they're going to need if they want to get out of here victorious.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. To the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
The numbers for him from a week ago, a boatload of catches, 79 yards.
This defense is ranked near the bottom of the league against the pass. You get the sense that he feels like if he gets covered on any call, he's going to be upset. He thinks he should be open on every snap in this game.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Throwing is Wilson. We'll get that to his tight end, Theo Johnson. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
First down. First and 10 at the 47.
Play action. It's Wilson. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a first and 10 down at the 33. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Play action. Now Wilson. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. On a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
Brings up second and 7 at the Eagles' 30-yard line.
They'll hand it to Tracy. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
It's a game of 8. That's another Giants first down. First and 10.
Now it's Wilson. They'll try to set up the screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Brings up
Second and 11.
At the 22-yard line.
Now it's Wilson. That's a screen pass. It's complete. Given 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's third down.
Good reaction actions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on third down. From the shotgun, Wilson. Over the middle, he completes it to Robinson. And the Giants are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A very important third down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6.
Touchdown, Giants! Daniel Bellinger, his first touchdown on the year. And the Giants are an extra point away from drawing level. Graham Gano on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was finished off with a touchdown by Daniel Bellinger. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Eagles offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's putting together a very strong first half of the season. Currently the NFL's leader in touchdown passes. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one. But now playing here on Thursday night, do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
Hurts. Connecting quickly with Goddard. And Goddard going to have an Eagles first down as they'll get this out past the 35-yard line.
Eagles first down. An 8-yard pickup. And the Eagles first down.
Up the middle with Barkley. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Paulson and Debo up to make the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 39-yard line.
These two teams all tied after one. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's Hurts. He's going deep for Brown. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles have taken the lead.
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big streak like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
The Giants take
The New York set to take the field.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Wilson. It's complete to Robinson. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Robinson. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
On the punt, 2 on the return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half.
The Eagles' offense set to begin their next drive.
Throwing is Hurts.
This short throw caught by Goddard. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll look to throw here. This will be caught by Brown. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
For an Eagles first down. A gain of 13 yards. First down, Eagles.
Barkley inside handoff. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd and 6.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 20-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
Eagles first down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown with career touchdown number 60.
And the Eagles go up by 2 touchdowns. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year.
Elliott on for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. That drive goes 80 yards in 6 plays.
And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll start with a run by Tracy. And really a nice job there to make something out of that run, sidestepping defenders for a pickup of 4.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Now Wilson. He finds Robinson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
A gain of 12 yards. And the Giants first down.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. That's complete to Slayton. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Tracy going to get it on 1st down. And he'll take this down to the 33.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles 16.
A gain of 17 yards. That's another Giants first down.
Here's Wilson.
Down inside the 10.
And down to the 7-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
On the give, it's Tracy.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. Wilson on the keeper. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now there's still a yard.
Brian Dable reaching for that challenge flag, and he's going to have the officials review this call. The thing that they'll be looking at is the spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So winds up a very smart decision to throw the flag. They reset the spot, and now that's a 1st down.
Here's Wilson. And he will throw this one out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
There's Wilson to throw. And he's got it. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1.
Now it's Tracy.
And not only will he not get in, he's going to lose yardage. They stuff him back at the 4. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And this Eagle defense stands tall down near the goal line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
It's Deonte Banks with it.
And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. So the pitch and catch good for 11. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Now Wilson. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Jalen Hyatt, a 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Giants get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Extra point try good by Gano. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Eagles offense and the veteran A.J. Brown set to go to work once more. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play as borne out by the numbers.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half. And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end over the middle. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
First down, Philadelphia.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And this one complete to Smith. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Hurts.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown.
It just appeared there that the defense, they had that read from the moment the ball was snapped. And not only did they get the interception, add a nice return on top of it, all the way to the end zone for a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, and the guy made the play. He gets the points. But it really was a group effort, wasn't it? How about the coaches? They've got to be so excited. All the preparation time in the film room, it translated into a big play that put points on the board for their team.
The quick feet by Jackson.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game.
And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. After the interception, here's Wilson. And they're going to get him. They bring him down a sack back at the 16-yard line.
Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. A 33-yarder from the left hash. Gano's kick is good. And with it, they'll take the lead at 24-21.
Well, Charles, I think you have to call that a win for the defense after the turnover already in field goal range, and they had to settle for 3.
Yeah, Bean, the beautiful part is you start so close to the end zone that your thought process on offense has to loosen up a little bit because you're thinking to yourself, you're almost guaranteed 3. Let's take some good shots at the end zone and try and turn it into 6.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen with you from the EA Studios in Orlando. This has been a heck of a game so far. Just a field goal separating these two squads. You have to imagine both sides are trying to figure out how to clean things up, put some touchdowns up in the second half. Let's find out what goes on in the third quarter. Back out to the stadium and our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, great work as always. We'll see what the second half brings here. These two defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads at intermission. These offenses, they have had their way so far.
Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? The quick feed by Jackson.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. And he's been a real threat, not just with the arm, but with the wheels as well. NFL's leader amongst quarterbacks in terms of rushing touchdowns.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Tough spot here, third down and 11. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And this will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. So an opening drive interception to begin the second half.
And just think about the time you spend in the locker room going over what you expected to do in the second half. Not the way they saw it, not the way they drew it up. You find out this is something that you can't just edit, right? There's no rewrite here. This is live.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down.
Jalen Carter racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
At the 42-yard line.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Now it's Wilson. Catch made by Slayton. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
17 yards. And the Giants first down.
Throwing is Wilson.
Over the middle, he completes it to Robinson. Here's 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
On the run, it's Tracy.
And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Gain on the play. It's 3rd down and 4.
To throw is Wilson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back the 26-yard line.
Now, whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. They'll try the field goal now with Graham Gano. He hit his first. Now this from 43. Gano's kick is good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6.
Whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin the second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it's second down.
Hurts.
They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. So they'll wind up losing 7 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
He'll try to do it. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's Tracy.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Wilson. Going right side here, and that's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Wilson. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Zach Boyd in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. They'll try the field goal now with Graham Gano. This just 32 yards officially from the right hash. Gano's kick is good. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. This offense making its way back out, led by their wide receiver. And he was pretty much unguardable in that first half. You see the numbers there as they try to add to him here in this 3rd quarter.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And they're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they wanted to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off with points for themselves.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard.
180.
Throwing is Hurts.
And he rifles one incomplete.
They suddenly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Let's go. Trimmer.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. Fourth down.
And he's going to be touched down right at the line of scrimmage. Play action. Here's Hurts. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Hurts. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And they'll avoid it at the 40. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Right back to him on 1st down.
Down at the 25.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
This is 2nd and 8.
Back to throw. Complete. Smith has it.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
It'll go as a gain of 4. And they're going to have a 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
They'll look to throw here.
And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
A gain of 6. And the Eagles 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
They'll try to right side here. Barkley. And he sidestepped 1 man, but reinforcements come to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The offense on third down tonight, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is third down and 12. From the gun, it's Hurts. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
The kick by Elliott is good. And that'll move them back within 6 now.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now the Giants set to take over on offense. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak, on top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Now he's able to break through 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Now Wilson. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Give that sack to Nakobe Dean.
Brings up 3rd and 16.
We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Able to locate his man Slayton on an out route.
And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. Here's Jamie Gillen now, as he's on to punt for New York. It'll be a 41-yard punt, giving 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Eagles offense back out, getting set for this next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead.
A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32.
84 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And this is going to be an Eagles first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. This is Smith to the ground. And he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Open man has got it, the tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Here's a give to Barkley. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, now hang on here because Saquon Barkley is in some discomfort, so we're going to have a pause here for an injury.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Here's Hurts to throw. Now he'll tuck this and he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Eagles are an extra point away from taking the lead here in the 4th.
If you're going to play quarterback in the NFL, you've got to have great vision, and you've got to remain calm when things break down in the pocket. Both of those traits are on display there. He surveys the situation, sees the middle of the field open, so he's just going to step up and take it himself. Very well done there.
Elliott now to have the extra point. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter.
Now, whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Giants going to take over again on offense. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Pressure comes and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Zach Bond able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. There's Wilson to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down.
They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Here's Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3-and-out.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away.
Here's Jackson to return. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Eagles offense and A.J. Brown headed back out there.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? It's usually not by himself. Usually it opens it up for other people that have big games as well.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
Looking to throw.
That's complete to Shipley.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
They go play action with Hurts.
Towards the end zone for Brown. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown, his third touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year.
And the Eagles use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead.
Elliott on for the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The possession switching back to the New York Giants. There's still plenty of time here in the fourth quarter. Just a one-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage.
Jalen Carter, his second sack of the night. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now it's Wilson. Shakes off the sand.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Jalen Carter
in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
Here we go. This is fourth down.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Giants go on fourth, but come up empty. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Still a lot that can happen, but you think they get points on this drive, even if it's just 3, should wrap this one up.
And you got to love their starting field position. So if you're the play caller right now, being on the plus side of the 50, you're thinking exactly what you're saying. Get 3, get out of here with at least that. But hey, you might have a chance to put 6 on the board and really take control.
Fights loose. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. It's first and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away.
They'll run here with Dillon. Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Chauncey Golston in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Hurts.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
It's now 4th down and goal.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
So here we go. Wilson and the Giants down by 11. 1:04 on the clock.
A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a 1st down. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look.
And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee. And a sight that's becoming familiar in this season. They remain undefeated, another win under their belt.
And they did it the way that they really want to. Taking a knee at the end of the game, that means you have the ball, you're in control, you dictate the final part of this ball game, and they did exactly that.
And the clock rolls down to 0.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for the Eagles, they remain as hot as anyone at 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin.